Hi myRockworld fans, we are pleased and have a great honor to meet, I would say the glam rock legend, but it's not just glam rock, it's a rock legend, Suzi Quatro, which is playing here at the Lieder am See Festival in Brombach, and she is one of the main acts. So welcome in Brombach, Suzi.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here. And I am rock and roll. I don't associate with glam at all. I don't know how I got stuck in that.
This is it. This is it. Everything is rock and roll.
Okay.
So, as you have now, which is really cool, and I heard it already, there's a new album out, which is called QSP. And it's Suzi Quatro playing with Andy Scott, the founding member from Sweet, and Don Power from Slade, these kind of old rock and rollers from the 70s. So tell us a little bit about this album, how it comes together, and the songwriting and everything.
Sure. 15 years ago we were doing my Back to the Drive album. Andy Scott was producing it, and my husband, who books me and looks after me, he said something's happening here with you two musically. Something's working. Wouldn't that be a great for you guys to play together? And I said, oh God, yes. And Andy said, oh wow. And then he said, and Don Powell. When we went, oh, perfect. Then,
have you ever played together in the 70s as mainly?
Not as a unit.
Not as a unit.
No. So then it took time. They did, Andy was busy, I was busy, Don was busy. And about 2 years ago, it was finally the right time to do this project. We all agreed. We didn't know what we were going to do, what we were going to sound like. We've never played together before, so we all chose a cover each, a cover song, and we started with that. Now, when we got to Just Like a Woman by Bob Dylan, when we recorded that, I said to Andy, something has just happened in the studio. Something has defined us. We all agreed it. Magic. It was magic.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it was magic. So then I went away from that session, and I started to write A Long Way From Home, which is very much being on the road. And I thought, oh my God, this is our story, all of us. Yeah. So I played a little bit to Andy, and he said, I like that. So we wrote it together. It was just the beginning I had, and we finished the song. And then everything went crazy from there. I then said to Andy, even though, because this was a little while in that we did the first original, and then I said to Andy, I don't care if it makes a delay in finishing the album. That song is great, and we need to write some more. And he agreed. And the second song we wrote was Pain, which is maybe the best song on the album.
Yeah, I think so.
And I called him up at 8 in the morning. He was on tour, and he wasn't happy. I woke him up. He said, Suzi. I said, listen. And I played him the opening of Pain. And he went, okay, very good. Can I get back to you? And he went on the road. He came back 2 weeks later. I always remember it. And he said, okay. I could not stop singing what you played me.
Wow, cool.
So then we got together and we finished it. So this whole album has just been a labor of love with musicians from the same ballpark.
Yeah, which is really cool. I think it's a great album, and it's out already. Not on vinyl, but it's out on CD, and let's hope for a vinyl release.
It's getting a worldwide release in September on Warner Brothers.
Yeah, perfect.
And they will do a vinyl maybe also.
Yeah, maybe.
But we also have a new book from you, which is called The Hurricane. So please speak about something about the book.
I wanted to, well, I'm a writer anyway. I mean, I have a poetry book out too called Through My Eyes that came out last year. I wrote my autobiography in 96, I think it was, 2006. And I always wanted to write a fiction, and I finally did. It's selling well, and everybody that's read it seems to really like it. So I like creation.
Cool. And this is a fiction book?
Yes.
And what kind of story?
I took
in some short sentences.
I took what I knew, and I started with a rock and roll chick, but she's a guitar player. She comes from Cleveland. She's an only child, and then her life goes crazy. So I used a little bit of
a little bit autobiography.
Yeah, but you're not. You just, when you're writing something, same as when you're writing a song, you put a little bit of yourself into it.
Yes.
So I put a bit of myself into the beginning of this story.
Perfect.
And then it went crazy.
Cool. Perfect. So these are the two new things, but as we all knew, and this is cool because we spoke about that before, all the classic Suzi Quatro albums get a vinyl re-release, which is very cool because everybody needs to have them on vinyl again.
Sure. Bring back vinyl.
Second question, you started music with 8, until you got 14, you turned to rock and roll. So tell us about your view about that times, about the great 70s rock times.
Yeah, I started having my hits in '73. I'm not really glam rock at all, but because I was the only woman in that era, they tend to call me that, but I'm not. I'm just plain old rock and roll. I just had a plain leather jumpsuit on and no makeup. So, but it was a good era. There was a lot of different types of music, a lot of different types of bands. Everybody had a different image. It was an exciting time. And I think the last great era for musicians who came from the school that I came from, where you played every gig. And you really learned.
You learned it.
Yeah.
So you had to play every day, maybe not just one show, maybe like James Brown, 4 shows.
Sure. I used to do 5 shows a night.
This is the difference.
45 minutes on, 15 minutes off. That was what I learned.
Perfect.
So when I hear a band today say, "Oh my God, we did 3 gigs in a row," I say, "Shut up.
You're right.
Tell me another one."
No, you're right.
Yeah.
That's it. Are there any plans, because you're playing a lot live, are there any plans to record a show on this tour for a live album release someday?
I do have one live album out that was done a long time ago. I could do another
For
one.
that, because
I could
I
do.
love live albums.
Yeah, I should have done it at the Opera House. I just sold it at the Opera House. That would have been the one.
So there's
But
no plan,
maybe,
but
maybe.
Cool.
Okay.
What can we expect from the show and the set list tonight?
All your favorites and a few surprises.
Cool. What is the surprise? One of
I'm
the
not telling you.
We have to
Not
stay.
a surprise anymore.
So, Suzi, which Suzi Quatro album would you recommend a young fan who's just about to explore your music?
That's a difficult one.
Yeah, it's a
I'd say to start at the beginning if you're going to explore me. Start at the beginning and go from there.
The first
because
album?
because that was who I was when I began.
Okay.
And I think if you want to understand the essence of me, start there and then listen to everything else, because that's certainly not all I am.
You're right.
But that's a good place to begin.
Perfect. So, the debut album, which came out 1973,
73.
and it has a great black and white cover. So
does.
you will find it. Suzi, who were your heroes starting out playing music?
Elvis Presley from the age of 6. I saw him on television, and Otis Redding, Billie Holiday, believe it or not, and on bass James Jamerson, who played with Motown.
Oh wow! Yeah. And why? And from the bass players, who was
It's
your?
James Jamerson.
It was James Jamerson.
Yeah, that's my
Really?
my hero.
This is your hero.
My absolute hero.
Wow, this is pretty cool. Because it's a Motown bass. It's not a rock and roll bass, but he grooves like hell.
Are you kidding? He's in the pocket, as we say.
Yeah, he's in the bucket. That's a good sentence. I love that. Suzi, please tell us one secret about yourself that nobody knows. Maybe a funny turbo secret or something.
Oh God, I don't know. I'm a secret Barry Manilow fan.
Ah, really?
I love him. It's so not what I do, and I think he's wonderful.
Barry Manilow song?
I write the songs that made the whole world sing. Oh.
Wow.
He's so schmaltzy. He's wonderful schmaltz. I really like him.
That's great.
He's so corny. He's not.
This is great. So, at least some words to your fans, please.
I want to thank everybody for sticking with me all these years. I have now been 53 years in the business. I'm a lucky girl, and I want you all to know that I genuinely enjoy every show, and I have to win you every show. I have to prove myself every single show all over again.